Hi everyone, Psalmist David here with another fresh bread. Excited to be with you. And this is a time when I have a little word of encouragement and then some music on the harp. So today I'm quite excited. I've been to a museum which had in it a stone that quoted this passage that I'm going to read for you. Um, It says in Acts chapter 15, from verse 16, after these things, I will return to you and raise up the tabernacle of David that has fallen into ruin. And that is an interesting little point there. We'll talk about that. I will restore and rebuild what David experienced, so that all of humanity will be able to encounter the Lord, including the Gentiles whom I have called to be my very own, says the Lord. For I have made known my works from eternity. So the stone that I saw this morning um, is quoting this same passage, which really is a requote from Amos chapter 9, verse 11. After these things, I will return to you and raise up the tabernacle of David that has fallen into ruin. And then it's requoted in Acts chapter 15. I'm just real excited. It's one of my life purpose verses, you know. I just really feel God has me placed in the earth to be part of His work of rebuilding the tabernacle of David. So this verse speaks to it, and that stone that I saw this morning speaks to it, and really encourages me. So I want to encourage you that God is rebuilding the tabernacle of David. It's interesting because He says it has fallen into ruin. And we're going to be looking maybe in the next few sessions at what are the aspects that make up the Tabernacle of David. So one of them is that worship aspect. King David had set up a temporary space where the people could worship, and the most important furniture piece in the space, in the tent, or the sukkah it was called, um, was the Ark of the Covenant. And God had said in the Bible, in Exodus, that his voice will speak forth from this ark, which was the box with a gold-covered box, which had um, angels with their wings spread on top of the box, and under the space where the wings were was called the mercy seat, and God's voice would speak out from that space. So this um, represented a piece where God spoke to His people, and so David brought. There's a whole history to it, but this ark, David brought it to this new tent and set it up, and there was worship 24/7. There were singers and there were musicians, and all around this ark just worshiping. And this is the Old Testament times, and so God's voice would speak to them from um, under the wings on top of this golden box, this ark. So God is saying that He wants to reestablish the tabernacle of David. It has fallen into ruin. And so one of the aspects that has fallen into ruin was this night and day worship. It's not as common as it used to be, and God is saying that's one of the things. I will restore and rebuild what David experienced. And so I'm a part of that, helping to rebuild worship. A lot of places where Christian songs are sung are in a concert setting. Nothing wrong with that. Or we are just singing songs, but we're not really, as it says here, so that all of humanity will be able to encounter the Lord. So worship to God, musical worship, has to take us to the place of encounter. And that's what I'm real excited and real focused on helping to bring into being. So any church, any group that needs help there, I just want to try to encourage people to transition and press into worship to the place where you encounter God. All right, so what's the word for today? Encounter God. Press into worship until you encounter God. What does that mean? That means sing your praise songs, sing your little songs, make up a song, find a psalm and just start singing it to God, and just tell Him, God, I want to encounter you. Your presence is very special. I want to hear your voice. I want to sense you speaking to me, whether with a audible voice or in visions, dreams, and thoughts, and some kind of impression. God, I need to encounter you, and God is doing that to people. He's saying, if you invite me, I will come. And so I want to encourage you to encounter God today. And I'm just going to play the harp a little bit to give you like a little bit of atmosphere. And maybe even as I play, just say, God, I just want to encounter you, and just spend some little time there and ask Him to show up in a special way. All right? Be blessed today. Be blessed today. Let's encounter God in a special way.